Fox 32 has investigated Henyard's use of a police security detail, taking officers off the street and costing thousands of dollars.
I am about to address some things as the supervisor. There will be no comments. There will be anything. It'll just be me addressing you guys to tell you what's going on.
Katt Williams, the unrivaled comedy legend and the ultimate shade-throwing virtuoso, has done it once more. This time, his quick-witted humor is aimed squarely at the controversial mayor, Tiffany Henyard, who's found herself under public scrutiny. And certainly not for the reasons she'd prefer. But before we jump right into the drama that's rocking the town, let's first take a moment to appreciate the one man who's never afraid to speak his mind.
That I'm quite likely to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
Katt Williams is no stranger to stirring the pot. In fact, he practically thrives on it. This is the comedian who has made a career out of calling out the corrupt, the hypocrites, and the outright shady. He's the one who isn't afraid to shine a light on Hollywood's dark side, mock the so-called Illuminati, or roast politicians who believe they're untouchable. Remember when he took shots at Kamala Harris? That was just the beginning. Katt has solidified his place as a truth-teller in a world overflowing with deceit, and his fans can't get enough of it. Now, imagine this. Katt's on stage, microphone in hand, his signature wild hair gleaming in the spotlight as he paces back and forth, landing punchlines with surgical precision. He's deep into one of his legendary rants about the state of the world when he suddenly shifts gears, setting his sights on the arrogant, greedy politicians who think they can do no wrong. The audience leans in, anticipating his next target. And then Katt drops the bombshell. You know who really needs to sit down? That Tiffany Henyard, out here acting like she's untouchable, blowing through taxpayer money like it's monopoly cash. Who does she think she is? Beyoncé? She's just another greedy politician about to get her reality check. The crowd erupts in laughter. But there's a sharpness in Katt's voice that says he's not just cracking jokes. He's calling out Tiffany Henyard, and honestly, it's about time someone did. So who exactly is Tiffany Henyard? And why is she suddenly the center of attention? Well, Tiffany Henyard, the mayor of Dayton, Illinois, and Thornton Township supervisor, has become infamous for a series of scandals since taking office. Elected in 2021, she quickly made a name for herself, but definitely not for anything that would earn her any admiration. From accusations of extravagant spending to allegations of corruption, Henyard has come to represent everything wrong with small-town politics. Let's break it down. Henyard's administration has been slammed for spending hundreds of thousands of taxpayer dollars on indulgent luxuries. We're talking first-class flights, upscale hotel rooms, fancy dinners, and even a jaw-dropping $43,000 Amazon shopping spree, all charged to the city's credit card. Yes, you read that right, $43,000 in one day. What could you possibly need? To buy on Amazon for that amount? It's enough to make anyone dizzy.
Knew what they were doing, and they thought they can get away.
But the drama doesn't end there. Critics of Henyard argue that she's been using her political power to fatten her own wallet and that of her inner circle, while completely turning her back on the very people she was chosen to represent. There are rumors of her hosting extravagant parties, funding personal vacations with taxpayer money, and even spending public funds to boost her own image with billboards plastered all over the town. Oh, and let's not forget the whispers of nepotism, her close friends and family allegedly securing cushy positions within the administration. This pattern of behavior has raised major concerns about her priorities and leadership. How can the public trust a leader who seems more interested in self-enrichment than serving the community they were elected to protect?
Were you?
It's not paid by them.
Did you fly first class to Las Vegas?
Any other questions?
One of the most shocking displays of her audacity? A 10-day trip to Springfield, Illinois, supposedly for her charitable foundation, Tiffany Henyard Cares. The foundation, which claims to support cancer patients, just so happened to receive a $10,000 donation from the town board on the exact same day it was established. What a coincidence, right? But rather than focusing on the foundation's intended mission, Henyard allegedly used that money to fund a luxurious road trip. We're talking stays at high-end hotels, meals at upscale restaurants, and even hiring a personal photographer to document every moment. The total bill? A jaw-dropping $11,000, all charged to the Deton credit card.
What I think is interesting about this case, this story, is you can be highly legal and unethical at the same time.
As if that wasn't enough, Henyard's administration has come under intense scrutiny for its handling of public funds. The village of Deton, once financially stable, is now buried in debt. When Henyard took office, the village had a healthy surplus of $56 million. Fast forward to today, and that surplus has turned into a shocking $365 million deficit. How does a town go from being in the black to drowning in red? According to her critics, the answer is clear: Henyard's reckless spending and disastrous financial management.
And that is the finding of an investigation of village finances and the spending habits of beleaguered Mayor Tiffany.
Now, let's talk about the fallout from all of this. Henyard's actions haven't just sparked controversy. They've ignited full-blown scandal. In a rare move, the Illinois Comptroller's Office had to freeze payments to the village of Deton because Henyard refused to submit overdue audits. That's right. The state had to intervene because the town's finances were such a mess under her leadership.
Saying, no, he's not employed by us. So you have got just this gyration.
And it's not just state officials taking notice. The FBI has also launched an investigation into Henyard's administration, focusing on potential corruption and misuse of taxpayer money. Subpoenas have been issued, and investigators are combing through everything, from her extravagant spending habits to her connections with local businesses. There's even speculation that Henyard might have tried to cover up an alleged incident of misconduct during one of her taxpayer-funded trips. If these allegations hold any truth, it could spell the end of her political career, and possibly lead to criminal charges. One thing the government always does in these situations? Investigate the people around her. And that's exactly what's happening now. As this scandal continues to unfold, it's impossible not to draw parallels between Henyard's story and the many political corruption cases Katt Williams has exposed over the years. Katt has always been the people's voice, a comedian unafraid to take on the powerful when they overstep. And with Henyard, he's found the perfect target, a politician who seems to embody everything wrong with the system. But what makes Katt's critique of Henyard so impactful is that it's not just about her. It's about the bigger picture. It's about how power corrupts and how those in charge often forget the people they're meant to serve. Katt's comedy has always been about unmasking the truth, and in this case, the truth is clear. Henyard is just one of many politicians who think they're above the law. All lies will eventually be exposed, and those who take offense? Well, they'll have to deal with it. As Katt wraps up his set, it's clear he's done more than make the crowd laugh. He's made them think. And that's what great comedy is all about. Sure, Henyard might dismiss his jokes as just another jab from a critic, but deep down, she knows Katt is onto something. Because at the end of the day, no matter how much power you wield or how many people you try to control, there's always someone like Katt Williams ready to call you out on your BS. The township residents are footing the bill for her extravagance. Let's be honest. If there's one thing Tiffany Henyard needs right now, it's a reality check. Whether it's the FBI, the Illinois Controller, or public opinion, someone's going to hold her accountable. And when that day arrives, you can bet Katt Williams will be right there, microphone in hand, ready to say, "I told you so." Until then, all we can do is sit back, watch the drama unfold, and enjoy the spectacle. Because as long as politicians like Tiffany Henyard exist, Katt Williams will never run out of material. And honestly, we wouldn't want it any other way. Fans haven't been shy about their thoughts on Tiffany Henyard, and the message is clear. People are fed up. Take this comment, for instance. "She'll be the last youngest woman ever to be elected now. Thanks for setting the example." With biting sarcasm, this comment perfectly sums up the frustration many feel over Henyard's rise to power and subsequent fall from grace. It underscores how her actions have not only tainted her own reputation, but also set a disheartening precedent for future leaders, especially young women in politics, who may now face unnecessary scrutiny and doubt because of her behavior. Then there's the blunt remark. She is a grifter. Hopefully, she'll be held accountable for her crimes. This fan isn't holding back, labeling Henyard a grifter, someone who exploits others for personal gain. The call for accountability reflects a broader public desire for justice, not just another politician walking away unscathed after betraying the public trust.